Welcome back to the Halfback Time channel, everybody, and today we are breaking down college football games. Again, no upset of the week video this week, so if you hear me say, hey, this one's on upset alert, then you know that I think that game could be an upset. We're actually going to start with one of those, that being Oregon and Purdue. This is in Ross-Ade Stadium, West Lafayette. That stadium is like the Jordan Hare of the Big Ten. If you know Jordan Hare, it's where Auburn plays. Crazy stuff always happens there. Crazy stuff always happens in Ross-Ade, especially against number 2 seeded Big Ten teams coming off of huge wins. It's happened against Ohio State 2 times in like the last 8 years. They beat a number 15 Iowa team, if I remember correctly. This Purdue team has stuff under their sleeve, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm predicting them to win. I have Oregon winning 35-28. I do have this game being close, though, due to it being in Lafayette, due to it being on a Friday. I think that's really going to make it an interesting game. Also, looking over on Friday, 7 p.m. That game's at 8, by the way. 7 p.m., Florida State Duke. Duke's 5-1. Florida State's 1-5. This one I would dang near put an upset alert, too. They actually say right here Duke's favored by 3. I do agree with that, but I actually have Duke winning by more than that. I have Duke winning 27-21. I think this will be kind of a barn burner. Florida State, their defense gotten better, but their offense is still butt cheeks to me. All right, Friday as well. This is the game of Friday. 10:15, Oklahoma State, BYU. Now remember, Oklahoma State, they've struggled, but they're still a solid ball team, and there's BYU, who is 6-0, led by their first Jewish quarterback actually ever. As you know, they're a school of Latter-day Saints. I do have BYU winning. I think BYU is an incredible team. I think BYU will go 10-0 before they lose a game. So I have BYU winning probably 42-21. I said it'd be close. It's probably not going to be. Oklahoma State puts up a fight at the beginning, and then it goes haywire. Now on to Saturday. This is where you guys care, and we're going to start with 12 p.m. Arizona State, Cincinnati. Why am I talking about this game? Well, because, guys, this is a big, big game in the Big 12. With some of the losses to Utah or Kansas State, all this. This is a huge game, and Cincinnati undefeated in conference. Arizona State undefeated in conference. Arizona State's 5-1. I have Arizona State winning. They have the third best running back in the nation. Obviously way behind G&T, though, of Boise State. But this is a big game, important game. You should watch it. It's on ESPN Plus, though, sadly. But it's 12 p.m. They're saying it's going to be about 50 points scored. Right. I'm saying 42-28. 42-28. So I'm expecting a lot of points here. Arizona State, Cincinnati. Then we have Auburn versus Missouri. This is big. 19 Missouri looking for a statement win. You know, they fell all the way down the board after that one loss. Sorry, I sneezed. Auburn is dangerous. Missouri favored by 4. That makes sense. I have Missouri winning. It's going to be like a weird score. 25-20. Weird score. Weird game. It's at Missouri, but 25-20, some weird game. Then we got Eastern Carolina versus Army. This is actually a tough game for Army. Army's favored by 16. I've seen this East Carolina team play, believe it or not. I actually saw them play a game up until 3 a.m. This is a game where Army, obviously, they're on a Cinderella run. Could they trip up here? I'm thinking it's going to be way closer than that 16 points. For all my betting people out there, obviously I'm not one. I would guess it's going to be a lot less than that. I think Army will probably win 28-24. 28-24. Then we have Miami versus Louisville. Louisville given 5 points, meaning they really expected Miami here. Miami 6-0. Thanks to the refs. They should be 4-2 as well. Louisville doesn't really, and look at me respecting y'all, doesn't really give me any hope of an upset here. I think they are weaker than Cal. So give me Miami. Miami's going to score. You know they're going to score 38. Give me Louisville 28. Okay. Moving down here. Nebraska, Indiana. I already gave you guys my prediction. Watch the video from yesterday. I do have Nebraska winning that game. Next up, UCLA, Rutgers. We're not doing that. Sorry, we got to do big-time matchups, y'all. It's going by PMs over here. Okay, here's a game right here, y'all. Here's a game right here. Alabama at Tennessee at 3:30. There's been a lot of crap talked about this Tennessee team lately. Their offense not showing up. Their defense being better than expected, but yet their offense sucks, right? Dang. And then Alabama's not impressed me at all. They almost lost South Carolina. They did lose to Vandy. This Tennessee team is not going to be asleep. They're going to wake up. It's in Tennessee. It's at home. Milroe has been playing not great. He's kind of fallen off. He's due for a get-back game, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I do have Tennessee winning this game, and the score is going to be 31-28. Barn burner, legendary game in that rivalry. Next up, Charlotte Navy. Navy's 5-0. Charlotte 3-3. Give me Navy by 45-18. Something weird like that. Oh, next up, I want to talk about this real quick on the CW. Washington State 5-1. Watch out. Look, Washington State 5-1. If Washington State only has one loss at the end of the year, you kind of can't keep them out. They're playing a Hawaii team that obviously has very good offense, bad defense. That'll lead Washington State to get a big win. They're favored by 19. Wouldn't expect it to be that much. Probably 35-21 is your final. Next up, oh, look at this. This is a classic in the Big Ten. A 24 versus 22 matchup. You know it's going to be 13-10. And I do have that being the score. Give me Michigan winning against Illinois 13-10. Literally. I'm thinking this is a barn burner Big Ten game. Next up, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. Whoa. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, y'all. Georgia Tech 5-2, a team that's been up and down for me this year, a team that's pretty underrated, a Notre Dame team that if they were playing at home, I would definitely pick. With Georgia Tech being on the road, this is definitely upset alert. But Notre Dame has figured it out, I think. So I'm going to give them the edge, and they win 42-27. 42-27. Moving along. Oh, man, we got no ranked for a while. Oh, here we go. Texas A&M, Mississippi State. Mississippi State showed me that they could fight. A&M is a buzzsaw right now. Give me A&M. By the way, A&M 14, man, they are a beast, though. A&M is actually a legit contender right now. Notre Dame's very lucky that their win is against A&M. If it was against a different team, I'd be like, I'd be shakier on them. But knowing that they beat this A&M team makes me way higher on them and makes me think that NIU loss was an accident. So give me A&M winning like 55-14 or some crap. I don't know. A&M's going to kill them. LSU versus Arkansas is our next game. That game being on ESPN. LSU 5-1, Arkansas 4-2. Arkansas has that big win against Tennessee. It's at Arkansas. It's a dangerous place to play. LSU ranked number 8 right now. I don't even fully agree with that. They've kind of had a lackadaisical way there. It's going to be a tough game for them. But they are going to win 31-27. Tough game, but they're going to win it. Next up, Kansas State, West Virginia. West Virginia is going to give Kansas State problems. Put this on upset alert. Put the last one too. Arkansas versus LSU. Put that on my upset alert as well. Kansas State, good team. West Virginia, okay team. That's going to be the difference here. Give me Kansas State 35-28. We have a big one coming up. Next up, UCF, Iowa State. UCF's not a bad team at all. Iowa State's a very, very good team. And they're going to win 35-17. Georgia versus Texas. 7:30 p.m. You have 5-1 Georgia, 6-0 Texas. And you're going to give me the Bulldogs. So, look, why am I picking Georgia over Texas here? Texas hasn't been tested at all. In my opinion, the Oklahoma game, this is one of the weakest Oklahoma teams I've seen in a while. They don't really have a true start quarterback, which is usually what they have, and they don't really have an identity. So I kind of saw that happening. But Georgia, with anger and revenge in their mind, and realizing if they lose this game, there goes their SEC championship hopes. There might go their playoff hopes. They need this game more than Texas. They're going to show it right away. Texas is going to fumble out of the gate. Georgia's going to get off to a 17-0 lead. Texas will fight back just enough to make it reasonable. Give me Georgia 35-24. Kentucky, Florida, we're not talking about that. Boring. SMU, Stanford, love this one. SMU, you guys know I'm high on. I always talk about RJ Maryland, their tight end. I think he's a beast. I think he's an NFL guy. You're going to see him on Sundays. Stanford, I think, is okay. They have that huge win against Syracuse, who only has one loss right now. But, yeah, give me SMU. This is a tough game right here. 28-24. Tough game. Shout out UNLV. They're still 5-1. We're going to talk about them before we cap off. 10 p.m. Nice night game against Oregon State. UNLV will win this game 42-28 and are still going to be unranked. But look, if they win that Mountain West, I want y'all to know, if they win the Mountain West over Boise State, UNLV will be that 12 seed. So keep an eye on UNLV. Thank you guys for watching. I know that it was weird cut, but yeah. All right. Love you guys. Affleck time out.